Perkins to read us the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Sawyer. You may be seated. Welcome, students, faculty, parents, and guests. Today we gather to celebrate the class of 2027. I'd like to begin by thanking all those who worked to make this occasion possible. When things go seamlessly, it's because there's a lot of people working really hard. Our maintenance and facilities crews, security and tech crews, Mr. Parmalee, our 8th grade class parents, the 8th grade team under Sue Beatty's leadership. Could we give them a round of applause? Well, class of 2027, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I don't know if you know this or not, but you and I began middle school together. When you joined the 5th grade, I joined the middle school from the upper school. You will always hold a special place in my heart. That long ago fall, take yourselves back there, everybody. 2019. Remember how naive all of us were? That place now looks like a distant country, doesn't it? Sure, I knew we'd all go through a lot together in middle school. As you changed from young kids, some of you were 9 back then, to the young adults you're poised to become. But I had no idea how much we would go through together. You and I survived a global pandemic. We made it through to the other side. I am so proud of you and all that you accomplished under such seemingly impossible circumstances. But today, I'm not going to focus on your many achievements. Instead, I'd like to celebrate imperfection. Yes, you heard me right. Rather than celebrating your many triumphs, I would rather celebrate the ways that we came up short and failed. Let me start from the beginning. Let's take a walk down memory lane, shall we? Do you remember at the onset of the pandemic, you were all masking up? You'd be sitting 6 feet apart right now, as you were back then. And you were, let's remember, eating lunch in your classrooms, watching bad television. Maybe some of you were attending school online, and your teachers were continually telling you 2 things. I bet you know what they are. Turn your camera on, unmute yourself. As we all kept hearing, what we experienced together was unprecedented. It was also unpredictable, and it was frustrating. It was a reminder of how much we didn't control as we repeatedly stumbled and fell. It was a reminder that life isn't perfect, and neither are we. We all began invoking a new vocabulary. I'll recall some of those words for you now and see if you remember. We all started using the word grace, empathy, kindness, patience, love, and compassion. They conveyed our growing and understanding that everyone was just doing their best. In some ways, life during the global pandemic was our ultimate project-based learning assignment. Teachers, think about it. We were imperfect. We got feedback. We were told to recalibrate and did, and then we tried again and improved. In short, we grew resilient. The data on resilience doesn't lie. It tells us that people become strong not despite what happens to them, but because of what happens to them in difficult circumstances. The pandemic made clear one thing: nobody and nothing is perfect. We're not predictable robots, and thank goodness. We make mistakes. It's called being human. Research on perfectionism reveals that it paralyzes people. It inhibits them from taking challenges. Perfectionists are afraid of change. Playing it safe, they hunker down. They don't grow up. They try to avoid making mistakes, and they turn their backs on life. What's the takeaway from that? Instead of striving for perfectionism, you should strive for excellence. Excellent people expect to make mistakes. In 9th grade, as you try out new classes and meet new people, you're bound to make some blunders. So what? You'll learn from them. You'll enjoy a fuller, more interesting life. If this sounds risky, I want you to remember that your family loves you unconditionally. They don't love you because you're perfect. They love you for who you are. You must learn to love yourself in the exact same way. To bring this idea home, I'd like to read an excerpt from the poem Litany by Billy Collins. Billy Collins is my favorite poet of all time because he writes about real people who live in the actual world. Let's see what Billy Collins has to say about perfectionism. You are the bread and the knife, the crystal goblet and the wine. You are the dew on the morning grass and the burning wheel of the sun. You are the white apron of the baker and the marsh birds suddenly in flight. However, you are not the wind in the orchard, the plums on the counter, or the house of cards. And you are certainly not the pine-scented air. There is just no way that you are the pine-scented air. It is possible that you are the fish under the bridge, maybe even the pigeon on the general's head, but you are not even close to being the field of cornflowers at dusk. But don't worry. You still are the bread and the knife. You will always be the bread and the knife, not to mention the crystal goblet and somehow the wine. Collins's poem tells the trophy of perfectionism to rest in pieces. And Collins' poem captures something that all of us intuitively know. We and the people we love are imperfect. We and the people we love are incomplete. We and the people we love can't do or be at all. But together, we can change the world. And it starts with the bread and the knife, the crystal goblet and the wine, the stuff that we eat and drink when we come together at the end of the day to share our victories and our defeats. While Collins is an artist, his poem's message is borne out in the research. Students who strive for excellence rather than perfectionism do better. Students who know they'll make mistakes, take more risks, and they make more gains. As you leave middle school and prepare to enter the upper school, you are at one of the most significant crossroads in your life. What kind of person do you want to be? In the years to come, you can take dead aim at perfectionism by taking few risks and admitting no mistakes. Or you can strive for excellence approaching new situations with curiosity and humility. It will mean admitting you can be wrong. It will require you to be vulnerable, and it will make it possible for you to love and be loved. I hope that you'll be excellent so that you can open yourself up to new possibilities and opportunities. You've learned so much. Over the last 4 years, you've become new and different people. What sort of life will you lead in the next 4 years? And the 4 after that? And all the years to come? What sort of world will you make? That world won't be perfect, but I'm certain you'll make it good. Congratulations to the class of 2027. I'd now like to invite the 8th grade choir forward to sing Viva la Vida. like to call Simran Patel forward to give remarks on the class of 2027.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hancock, Miss Griffin, Mr. Dunning, teachers, parents, esteemed guests, and fellow graduates. My name is Simran Patel, and I have the distinct honor of addressing you today, representing the class of 2027. As we stand here today, we reflect upon the journey we have taken to arrive at this momentous occasion. It is a time to celebrate our achievements, honor our teachers and mentors, and thank our parents and family members for their unwavering support. So that is exactly what I would like to do today. Reflect. Reflect on the joys and challenges, the new experiences and knowledge we acquired. Reflect on what makes us different from our younger selves entering middle school for the first time. When making this speech, I took an immense amount of time to reflect. The more I reflected, the more I thought about Mr. Taft's reoccurring phrase, "Why does it matter?" What better place to start than where it all began? 5th grade, a year of newfound independence and mastering our locker combinations. If we learned anything from our 4th grade tower projects and researching skills, being thorough is key. Almost everything was new to us, and we were eager to shed the walking in a line rule. That's for lower schoolers. We learned lessons that not only shaped our personalities, but sharpened and brightened what we already had. Enter COVID. We applaud the resilience of our teachers and parents and your commitment to us to maintain a great education, despite living in unprecedented times. We know it was hard, but the challenges we faced only strengthened our class bonds. As we know, the global pandemic came with many challenges, but we kept on learning. Teachers adapted to teaching us online, while parents troubleshoot our tech difficulties at home, despite us Gen Zers being more tech savvy. With the doors back open, we proudly marched into 6th grade, with masks on and our newly allotted laptops. The name of the game was the Matera Side Quest, and created a sense of healthy competition between blocks. Laced with fun, we learned a lot, and Illyria will forever reign. One of the great highlights of 7th grade was our retreat at Camp McLean, where our friendships grew. The powerhouse of 7th grade was Mr. Jacobs. Thanks to you, we will always carry with us the definition of mitochondria, likely on a flashcard. 10 months ago, we became the seniors in middle school, and I feel it was this pivotal year that I experienced the most growth in myself and among my classmates. Taft set the bar and taught us to always ask, why does it matter? Thanks to Miss DT, the periodic table song could actually be trending on Spotify. Strains was the grade's certified comedic relief, often teaching us more sarcasm than slope. And Miss Renteria advised us on the best books to read. With Senora Peters, we tuned into Extra Episodio to find out the latest news with Anna and Lola, whilst constantly asking, ¿Qué es la razón? And it doesn't require a forensics investigation to uncover that Miss Beatty is a poetic mastermind. 8th grade teachers, thank you. Once again, after looking back at some of our greatest memories, I would like to reflect. Reflection contributes to personal growth and overall success in various areas of life. It helps us as individuals understand ourselves and gain insight from past experiences. Reflection is like a mirror. A mirror is a canvas of truth, reflecting our flaws and beauties. So really, why does all of this, our middle school experience, matter? It matters because we're at the threshold of high school and need to feel prepared for what's to come. It matters because reflecting on the past will help us create a stronger future. It matters because the knowledge we acquired here will be cherished and carried with us forever. And finally, it matters because these past 4 years, we experienced the most growth in our community and mostly ourselves. It has given us time to comprehend the talents and challenges we all endure. There are many unknowns ahead of us, but there are 2 things I know for sure. 1, the older we get and the more we grow, the more the pressure and involvement are heightened as well. And though it may seem stressful, sometimes we need that stress, that extra push. And 2, I assure you ChatGPT did not write the speech. Congratulations to my fellow classmates and future graduating class of 2027. High school, here we come. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, the presentation of the certificates. Brad Dunning, the assistant head of middle school, will come forward, and Sue Beatty and I will meet students, the first group of students on the left of the stage.
I can assure you this wasn't written by ChatGPT either. So this is the moment you've been waiting for. It is my honor to present the closing ceremony certificates. So you should get your cameras ready at this time. Zoe Edelman. Ella Charlotte Anderson. Christiane T. Bartle. August Baum. Nicholas Benish. Ainsley Berger. Emma Berger. Nine Baron-Gauss. Henry G. Burchell. Grace Chen. Jeanette Clement. Abigail H. Dengel. Benjamin Daniel Dobre Chastain. Mandela Drope. Henry Michael Dunning. David J. Dupuy. Ida L. Hajar. Sammy El Hajar. Rowan Elsesser. Calder James Eli. Charles Edward Erlinson. Jordan Christian Farrington Coleman. London Farrow. Poppy Featherston. Ian Findlay. Nicholas Hogan Fitzsimmons. Noah James Gibson. Olivia Summer Gourlay. Spencer Isaac Grasscamp. It's okay. Sophie C. Irwin. Austin James Jarmuz. Aaron Kilsdonk. Caitlin R. Coley. Lucy Conkle. Connor Kraus. Molly Krizik. Bianca Ladd. Isadora Lampert. Ethan Lee. Luke Lindeman. Evangeline Matthews. William McGregor. James Bowen McGuire. Haley Rose Meinholtz. Madeline Joan Mellows. Kyle Miller. Max Miller. Colin Carl Moore O'Farrell. Lauren Miles. David Gregory Naples. Aiden Thomas Nelson. Isaac Rayner Newman. Stella Nicoli. Aston Holtz Omer. Thea P. Atchin. Emily Pan. Sky Minhouse Panu. Nalani J. Patel. Simran Mila Patel. Azaria V. Pogreba. Danica Quadracci. Divya J. Rao. Jake Raymond. Felix Alexander Resch. Clara Robinson. Maya Sherman. Devin Sarin Sharma. Mookie A. Shatu. Anna Solberg. Joaquin Solis IV. Jocelyn Stratton. Victor Strickroot. Logan Thickens. Sawyer David Thickens. Mike Torinas. Taya Trosky. Jason Vogel. Katie Wong. Klaus Wintersberger. Addie Witt. Family, friends, and guests, I now present to you the class of 2027.
We practice those handshakes a lot. Thank you, students. Now I would like to welcome your next head of school students. Dr. Gina Houghton, the head of the upper school, would like to come forward to share some advice about upper school life. Dr. Houghton, I invite you to the stage and I will give you the class flag that will then hang in the upper school.
Good afternoon. First, let me say congratulations. Super proud of you all. I actually remember my 8th grade moving up ceremony because obviously it was just a few years ago. Seeing if you bought that. But I can recall thinking about how nervous I was to go to high school. And the only thing I can remember is how bad my hair was for the ceremony, and I hated my outfit. But you all look amazing. You really do. Parents and loved ones, thank you so much for being here today and for your commitment to USM. I know that you had just as many late nights, tears, and homework as your children. And so just think of it, you only have 4 more years to go. 8th graders, today is your day, and I'm elated to know that I will have the opportunity to work with so many of you over the next 4 years in the upper school. Unfortunately, I also realize that I will not have the opportunity to work with some of you as you will not only move up, but move on to other great schools. But know that you are loved, know that you will be missed, and that you always have a home at USM. So you can always come back. Okay. All right, so I just have 5 tips for you when you go to 9th grade. Number 1, backpacks do not belong in the theater lobby. You will hear me say that every day in the upper school. And if you're not here, all it means is be organized. Take care of your belongings and your space and the privileges that you've been given. Your school is not a junkyard. Okay? Number 2, get your A, B, C, D, E's, and Z's. Okay? Translation, develop a healthy diet and sleep pattern. You are going to need them both. Limit your video gaming, unless, of course, you're joining the esports team in the upper school. Number 3, this is a big one. Talk instead of texting. Engage instead of Insta. And take the new upper school course, Digital Detox, instead of TikTok. Okay? Limit your social media usage. You probably won't have a lot of time for it anyway, so get it all in this summer. Kidding. Remember, everything stays in the cloud. Everything stays in the cloud, and if it's not in the cloud, someone has taken a screen grab. Okay? Make healthy technology choices because it could jeopardize your time at USM and can impact your life beyond high school. Number 4, no new friends. And I'm not talking about Drake, for those of you who listen to Drake. One of the many great things about USM is that it's a PK-12 school, and students easily have the opportunity to make lifelong friends. However, I want you to be open to meeting new people and trying new things. Some friend groups will change, but think of it as an opportunity for growth and exploration. Don't be afraid to leave your comfort zone. Number 5, and Ms. Griffin talked to you about this. We didn't even coordinate this. Perfect is boring. You are not perfect. You will make mistakes. When you make mistakes, own them, apologize, and forgive yourself. And then try not to make the same mistakes again. But you will continue to make new mistakes. And when you do, simply lather, rinse, and repeat. Okay? I now officially will stop referring to you as 8th graders and call you by your name, the class of 2027. Congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you next year or until our paths cross again. Have a safe summer. Enjoy today because you've earned it.
Thank you, Dr. Houghton. At this time, I'd like to call head of school, Steve Hancock, forward for closing remarks.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and allow me to add my comments on how wonderful everyone looks today, especially those shoes are just amazing. I had the chance to watch them all walk across from me. I also want to say, maybe you're not like me and have not heard hundreds of middle school choirs in my life, but let me just say that 8th grade choir today was fantastic. Congratulations. So thank you, parents, for investing and entrusting your children with University School of Milwaukee over these past years. We're thankful for the partnership that we've created as we strive to embolden learners, leaders, and citizens at our school. We all know, parents, that this day would not be possible without you. Students, would you join me in thanking your parents, please? I'd also like to take a moment to thank the teachers and administrators who gave tirelessly throughout the middle school years. These adults are wholly devoted to helping your children grow in our common trust. They are all in as they plan classes, chaperone trips, coach sports, sponsor clubs, and eat lunch with these talented students every day. Could we thank these teachers, please? Now, I'm quite conscious that I'm the last person to speak to you before there's a reception and some food. That's never an enviable spot to be as a speaker, but I have the extra challenge that I'm the last person to speak in front of you before summer. That's even harder. So I'll make this brief, okay? So students, I really couldn't let a day like this go by without giving my advice to you as you are about to enter upper school. You heard Dr. Houghton give you 5 pieces of advice that are great things to live by. I have 37 pieces of advice. No, I have 3, just 3 little things for you to keep in mind, okay? First one, stay organized. Half the battle in upper school is going to be staying organized. At USM, we've tried to give you the tools and skills to do that. Now it's going to be up to you. And before that first day of school, figure out how you stay organized best, and then tell someone. Tell your parents and give them permission to ask you how the organization is going. That can be difficult, but I guarantee it will be helpful to you. And while a neat and organized desk and locker does not always equate to good grades, a messy, exploding workspace almost always causes you to do best than your very best. Second, I encourage you to try something new. There will be many, many opportunities for you to join clubs, try new sports, serve others in our community, and actually just about anything you can dream of trying. Now's the time to try. Step outside your comfort zone and be bold. You just might find a new passion. And finally, I want to encourage you to ask for help. Every school has procedures for you to get help. Unfortunately, many do not take advantage of the resources available. Every teacher I have ever known wants to help his or her students experience success. When you ask for assistance, it's not a sign of weakness. It is, in fact, a sign that you care about the subject, you care about your understanding, and you care about doing your very best. So don't forget to ask for help. Now, class of 2027, I wish you the very best over these next 4 years. They will be exciting, memorable, and even perhaps life-changing. You are ready for this next chapter, and I can't wait to watch you thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hancock. We will conclude today's closing ceremony with a group sing of the alma mater. So at this time, I'd like to invite Maya Sherman and Benjamin Dobre Chastain forward to lead us. When the song finishes, please wait for the faculty and administrators to process out, followed by the 8th graders. We will all meet in the Olson Commons for reception. Thank you for celebrating with us today, and congratulations again to the class of 2027.
Please stand and join us in singing the USM alma mater, which can be found in the program. Praise to the